Hi, I'm Carl Miller, and today we'll talk about a famous woman from the Revolutionary era, Abigail Adams. According to Deborah Michaels of the Women's National Museum of History, Adams was born in Massachusetts in 1744. Her father, William Smith, was a reverend, and her mother was a descendant of the Quincy family. Abigail didn't have any formal education, but they did have a family library that she used pretty proliferously throughout her early life. But she did feel insecure about her lack of education throughout her life. But that didn't prevent her from being outspoken, which is one of the things that she's really famous for. According to Jennifer Kokai in Molding a Heroine, the ideal model public and political participation for women in the late 18th century Anglo-American colonies was the Republican mother. The model Republican woman was to be self-reliant within limits, literate, untempted by the frivolities of fashion, and women were idealized in newspapers, plays, and other forms of popular discourse as moral leaders inside of their homes, and they represented orderliness, goodliness, and respectability. And those with high social standing, like Abigail Adams, in their model as revolutionary women, participated in political conversation as well. Their intervention was often explained or negotiated through their roles as the wives or the mothers of patriotic men inside the colonies. And Adams filled all of these roles that Kokai was speaking about. So Abigail married John Adams in 1764. He was a Harvard grad, just starting his law career. They moved to Braintree, which was south of Boston. They had 3 sons and 2 daughters, and that kind of fulfilled Abigail's role as a revolutionary mother. So what Kokai was talking about, and that the ideal role model was the revolutionary mother, Abigail filled that role. In her marriage, Abigail managed the home and business affairs as John traveled as a lawyer and as a revolutionary and as a diplomat later on. And as a married woman, she had limited property rights, but she began to refer to that property as hers, and she made investment decisions. So not only was she a revolutionary mother, but she was self-reliant. And then from the earliest days of her marriage, she had correspondence with her husband before the First Continental Congress. She wrote her famous letter that the Founding Fathers should remember the ladies. She added, "Do not put such unlimited power in the hands of the husbands. Remember, all men would be tyrants if they could." So she was literate. So she was a revolutionary mother, she was self-reliant, and she was literate. And John Adams sought her opinions on politics and other affairs throughout his life. And she even went with him to France for 5 years, from 1783 to 1788, on his diplomatic mission. So Abigail was an outspoken first lady. She often defended her husband's positions, including the advocacy for the Alien and Sedition Acts of 1798. And then she continued correspondence with other leaders like Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, and Dolley Madison. And she worked for the political advancement of her son, John Quincy Adams. Her letters were first published, so they became famous, in 1848 by her grandson, Charles Francis Adams, who published her letters, so we can kind of see some of the things that she did as that legendary, iconic, revolutionary mother who acted in that role from the base of her role inside the family as a wife of a political leader and as a mother of another political leader. She always prioritized her role in the conversations as speaking from not herself as an individual, but from as her role within the family unit. And that's all I have. Thank you.